Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So it's been nearly a year, well, roughly a year since I've started riding, just over a year since I've done my CBT, just under a year since I got my first bike, the CB125F. And I just wanted to make a brief video about the top 5 tips I guess I've learned in the first year of riding, just to pass them on to anyone who's just passed their CBT, who's looking for advice. So I'm going to keep it brief. This probably isn't all of them. I've probably forgotten some, but these are the ones that I can think off the top of my head. So yeah, let's just get straight into this. So the number one advice, there's no doubt about this. This is the number one advice, and they'll probably tell you this in your CBT when you're doing the training as well. But number one advice, and I can't stress this enough. Honestly, can't stress this enough, is how to grip the throttle. And if you're just going into your CBT, you might be tempted, right? The natural reaction is, like, say this is the throttle hand. The natural reaction is to grab it. When you go to pull the throttle, is to sort of bend your arm like that, so you've got full motion of the full throttle. Don't do that. Don't ever do that. The way you want to hold the throttle is just so your arm is slightly bent backwards. Not your arm, your wrist is ever so slightly bent backwards when it's in a neutral stance. That way, you won't be whiskey throttling it. And if you don't know what whiskey throttle is, just Google it. If the bike surges forward, like if the bike just sort of jerks forward, then your arm will go that way. So you'll go like that, and it will open the throttle more. And as you can imagine, if you're already struggling, jerking forward like that, and you're opening the throttle more, it just exacerbate the problem. So basically that's what whiskey throttling is. Just Google it. And then, yeah, so you'll go like that, and you'll open the throttle, and then you won't be able to shut it. And you're hanging on for dear life, and you'll open the throttle, and you'll go off into a bush somewhere. So have your hand slightly backwards. That way, if you go flying backwards, you actually close the throttle like that. So instead of opening it as you go flying backwards, you'll end up closing it. And that way you won't go flying off into the sunset and through bushes and what have you. So I cannot stress enough, that is the number one bit of advice I think everyone should know when they're learning to ride. No question about it. That is the biggest safety problem I think with bikes and new riders, is the whiskey throttling with the not being able to control the throttle properly. So that is number one. Number two advice I'd say is, I'd say most motorbikers are car drivers to start with. So when you pass your test, just because you're on a bike doesn't mean you have to go and do bike things. Okay, when I passed my test, I just rode my bike like I would a car. I just sat in traffic. I didn't try and filter through small gaps or anything like that. I just rode it like a car. And then the confidence comes from control. When you can control the bike better and better, muscle memory grows, then you gain more confidence, and then you can start doing some filtering through big gaps. And then as your confidence grows and grows over the months, you can start doing what bikers do, which is filtering and that. But just because you've got a bike license now doesn't mean you have to go and do bike things. Just ride like a car, and that way you won't get into any trouble until you've completely got the confidence to control that machine, which muscle memory takes a long time to build up. You don't just build it up like that. You know, it takes a good 2 or 3 months at least to get, at the very least, I'd say more than that, to get proper comfortable with controls. You might think you're comfortable, but to be like instinctually natural, it takes a long time. Your brain does take a long time for it to bed in, especially if you've been driving a car, because on a car, the clutch, so in a car, obviously the clutch goes away from you to disengage. On a bike, it comes towards you. And if you've been a car driver for 20 years, like I have, it confuses the brain of which way the clutch you're meant to be. It sounds stupid, but it is an actual thing. For me, it was anyway. Okay, so advice number 3, I would say, is mirrors. Mirrors, mirrors, mirrors. And I don't mean look on them. I don't mean check them. Obviously, you should be doing that anyway. What I mean is make sure they're good mirrors and you're not just seeing a whole load of shoulder. Make sure you can actually see behind you and see in the lanes next to you, because you'd be surprised at how many bikes have utter trash mirrors. And it really, when you're starting to ride, having awareness of what's around you is a lot harder because you're concentrating on controlling the machine. So the better the mirrors, the easier it's going to be and the more confident you're going to be. So personally, I suggest bar end mirrors because I don't think you can get better vision than bar end mirrors. Stalk mirrors just don't compare, in my opinion, unless they're very good stalk mirrors that come out quite far. But yeah, mirrors, make sure you can see all around you and behind you, especially as a new rider. The more experienced you get, the more natural it will become to turn around, move your head. You'll naturally know what's around you more. But I can't stress enough, mirrors. Get some good mirrors so you can see around you. So that's number 3. Number 4, I would say, is shoes. Don't wear shoes where you can feel the controls. You might be tempted to go out and buy race boots, for example, and the ones that come over the top of your leathers or your jeans. But as a beginner, I personally wouldn't recommend them. Obviously, this is personal preference, but I wouldn't recommend them. I would recommend shoes you can feel the brake lever and the gear lever, because there's nothing more disconcerting as a beginner not being able to feel the controls. The more you ride, it's the same with everything. The more you ride, the easier it will become. Yeah, wear shoes which you can feel the controls is my 4th advice. Number 5, I'd say just wear comfortable gear. Just get comfortable stuff. Don't buy stuff just because someone else wears it. Go into a shop, try it on. I mean, like when I first passed my test, I bought some textile trousers online and I tried them on and I just didn't feel comfortable in them. So I sent them back and I just wear riding jeans now. And if I want waterproof, I've got waterproof overalls I can put over the top of my jeans because they're just more comfortable. And if you're not comfortable when riding, it does take your attention away from the road, which obviously as a new rider is a lot worse than being as an experienced rider. So don't buy stuff just because others do. Like if your friends have got, like the boots I was talking about, where you've big stiff boots, racing boots, if they've got them and leathers and you feel like you need to do it, you don't need to do it. Just wear whatever you're comfortable riding in. Don't fall to peer pressure, basically. And this goes towards, if you want to ride it like a car, don't feel peer pressured into overtaking cars that you're not comfortable or filtering. Just say to your friends, I'll meet up with you. You ride your ride, I'll ride mine, and we'll meet there if they want to zoom off. Without waffling on too much about the same thing over and over again, yeah, that's basically my top 5. I'm sure I probably missed some. So if anyone else has got advice, leave them in the comments for people to read. And yeah, congratulations on doing your CBT if you've just passed. And just take it chill, relax, don't feel you need to do anything. Just be safe, basically. That's all the advice I'm going to give here and can think of. So if you've watched this, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in another video in the future. Thank you very much. Bye.